Aaron Ramsdale has spoken on any outlet that will listen about losing his place in the Arsenal team and what that could mean for his prospects of playing for England at the Euros. I do feel sorry for him, people. For me, I need to get back into my club team to keep getting picked for England, amongst other things. And a slight exaggeration, I don't think there's 2 or 3 English keepers better than you. But I understand you want to play football and he wants to get into the number 1 spot for England, people. He also said it was the first time he finds himself on the peripheral of things at a football club. To be fair, equally, there are also reports and articles where he's spoken about what he finds himself going through with David Ryer has been the case at other clubs. And in general, it happened with him and Leno, people. And he also spoke about his dad hitting back at Jamie Carragher and all of those sort of people. And, I think his dad's too right with that, really and truly, because Aaron Ramsdale supports, he's doing it for cameras. Aaron Ramsdale sulks, he's unprofessional. The man can't win, but Aaron Ramsdale's been talked about since the moment he signed for Arsenal and had to deal with a lot of talking points. Anyone that's watched Toy Story, when Andy stops playing with Woody, I think that's very much the great analogy for Mikel Arteta and Aaron Ramsdale. Still a valued member of the squad, but only just a few moments ago, people, did he get a new contract, people, in which Edu and Arteta spoke about him. They spoke about his character. They spoke about his professionalism. Mikel Arteta has been speaking about currently, what he has to face between David Ryer and Aaron Ramsdale. These questions will always persist. I do think next summer we'll see some sort of movement with Aaron Ramsdale. But he said Aaron Ramsdale, in short, has remained professional and been very supportive of David Ryer and the collective, in which I big up Aaron Ramsdale for that. If you go back to around the Community Shield, when Ryer was coming into the club, Aaron Ramsdale said, bring it on, people. As it says here, I've done it to other people when I've moved to clubs. I'm not going to be thinking about that it's never going to happen to me. So, yeah, I think if it happens, it happens. Then we'll fight. We'll make each other the best version of ourselves, because that's what the manager is telling us as well. Again, the collective comes first. Of course, everybody wants to play. And he then spoke about his relationship with David Ryer and bigged up Ryer for kind of lifting him up when he feels down in training as well. Big up David Ryer as well, because we've got 2 quality keepers. I do feel sorry for Aaron Ramsdale, man. I love the guy. Obviously, he's played a key part of us getting into the Champions League, and he's still a Champions League virgin. Hasn't been able to pop his cherry in the competition for Arsenal at the moment. For all his faults, I like how he faces up to the music, and I think he's a bloody good keeper, if I'm honest with you. A lot of question marks. I'm not going to lie. I can see why Arteta is probably looking to improve upon Ramsdale and just get us that bit better in terms of what he wants. And David Ryer is the man of the moment right now, his fellow countryman, apologies. And I mean, I love David Ryer. I like his focus. I like his calm, collected approach. He's almost too calm. I like the fact that he collects from crosses. I like the fact of, if you look at the Manchester City game, when there's every reason not to keep playing how the manager's told you, he hasn't panicked and he's got the temperament. I do think his starting position is slightly higher than Aaron Ramsdale's. He's almost like another centre-back out of possession, and he's quicker off his line. I just think he's got a bit more in his locker in that regard, slightly more than Aaron Ramsdale. I don't think David Ryer is clear of Aaron Ramsdale. I don't think Aaron Ramsdale is clear of him. I still think the number 1 spot is up for grabs, even though it's firmly in the grips of David Ryer. I don't think anyone's an undisputed number 1. And I do hope that what Mikel Arteta is saying at face value, in that we have 2 good number 1 worthy keepers. That David Ryer played every game for Brentford last season in the Premier League. Aaron Ramsdale was a permanent fixture. And to be fair to Matt Turner, big him up, but he's no longer at the club. You were never touching Aaron Ramsdale's spot, even if Ramsdale had a dip in form. So if we've got 2 quality keepers that want to play for their countries in the Euros, 2 out-and-out Premier League number 1s, 2 keepers with time on their side. Aaron Ramsdale slightly younger than David Ryer, but David Ryer at 27 years of age is nowhere near a pensioner where goalies are concerned, people. May the best man win. I do think it's geared towards Aaron Ramsdale probably departing in the summer, but I hope not, man. He signed a new deal so we could get more money for him. Ramsdale is almost like, if he weren't a footballer, he'd be one of your friends. As you can see with this graphic on via Sky Sports, people, if you look closely, you can see the starting positions, kind of what I was alluding to earlier. And David Raya slightly off his line a lot more than Aaron Ramsdale. And his starting position, there's a bit more of a heat map. Obviously, he gives another option to Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko if he inverts, Declan Rice, who drops into the 6 in build-up play and things like that. And that gives us another percentages and gears in our locker. Again, courtesy of what I was able to find online, people. people. What separates the two shot stoppers? In the 2022-23 Premier League season, both the keepers played all 38 games for their respective clubs. Obviously, David Ryer was at Brentford and Ramsdale was our number one. While Ramsdale kept 14 clean sheets, Ryer kept 12 for the West Londoners. Brentford, if you don't know that, Brentford are in West London. The former conceded 43 goals in total, only 3 fewer than Ryer's people, for 46. If my maths is correct there. However, the Brentford man faced a lot more shots on target than the Arsenal keeper. He made a league-leading 154 saves at a handsome save percentage of 77.7%, whereas Aaron Ramsdale saved 94 shots, and had a 70.6%. Now, obviously, we're on the front foot a lot more than Brentford, so Ryer is going to have to make more saves. But it tells you that it's quite close, really, and ironically, I want Ryer's stats to almost not look as amazing next if we look at it a year from now, if Ryer is the number one, because I want my keeper to be the lowest rated player on the pitch. I don't want to have to see Aaron Ramsdale or David Ryer, and I'm sure many people agree. I don't want Ramsdale or Ryer to have to make a save or even make a pass, and if they do, I want to be waffling about their passing range. I don't want to see my keeper tested. The 27-year-old, where Ryer's concerned, made 1.6 more saves per game last season than Ramsdale, which is unsurprising given that the Englishman was playing in a team that came under less pressure. Ryer's save numbers per match inside the box and total save percentage are very encouraging. The Brentford goalkeeper averaged 2.4% saves inside the box every game last year, people. Ramsdale's was at 1.9. That metric shows Ryer possesses good reaction times and reflexes in his locker when someone takes a shot from close range. Actually, when you look at the metrics, the only thing that David Ryer is not better than Ramsdale is actually penalties. And, I know Ramsdale's been a bit of a penalty hero of late, but, I wouldn't say we're renowned for our penalty saves, really. So it shows that they're neck and neck in, essentially, people. Additionally, the Spaniards' save percentage of 77% is just over 8% higher than Ramsdale's. That statistic, importantly, is also the highest percentage recorded by a Premier League goalkeeper last season, courtesy of Bretref, I can't pronounce that, but FBREF in it. Them man there who do the stats thing online in it. Again, people, I'm happy with Aaron Ramsdale and David Ryer. Of course, my heart bleeds for any player, not just these two who is not involved, but crucially, we need a squad. As you heard me say, the collective comes first. I want every player to be unhappy. I want every player to channel that in the right way and make Mikel Arteta second guess himself. Should I go with Ramsdale? Should I go with Ryer? Should I go with Vieira, Havertz, Smith Rowe, Trossard, etc., etc.? There's a lot of games. Of course, you can't always rotate your number ones, but I do think Ramsdale will get a fair shot at the number one spot, although I do think it's heading into the territory now of, a couple of players like Kieran Tierney, for example, where it looks like the system is potentially advancing a bit more. But encouraging statistics there, people. Again, I can barely read what this is, people. Again, I copied this from online. It's a bit of a horrible one. But as you can see, people, there isn't too much in it in terms of the saves and the percentages and the margins between David Ryer and Aaron Ramsdale. But, even if, let's just say, for example, David Ryer is only 1% better than Ramsdale in terms of what Mikel Arteta wants, that 1% could be the difference between getting an additional 3 points on the board, which could be the difference between winning the league or getting to the latter stages of the Champions League. Fine margins are vital, people. I'm happy with David Ryer. Again, he's another player that in recent years, Mikel Arteta and Edu have shown they'll sign Premier League proven players. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but was David Ryer not Mikel Arteta's first choice goalkeeper for one reason or another? It didn't happen. So I'm happy with him. And I do wonder what has been said to not only David Ryer, but also Aaron Ramsdale. Was they told it's a thing where it's a fair fight? Aaron Ramsdale is your spot to lose? Or was David Ryer told, what, you're coming to be the number one? Or is it legitimately a thing where, you're two good number ones? I think you've both got different strengths and weaknesses and game demands. I like both of you. Aaron Ramsdale signed a new deal. Ryer, you've been someone I've admired for a while, and also the coaching staff at Arsenal. May the best man win. Whoever's impressing in training, whoever is impressing when they get opportunities. And right now, David Ryer is holding on to that spot. I wouldn't say he's been amazing, respectfully, and I'd say it's the bigger games where I think Ryer could maybe do a bit better, but I think he's doing quite well, people. And also his manager, again, Mikel Arteta and actually Ryer were in for some criticism, despite the fact that we finally got 3 points off Manchester City, finally beat Manchester City and kept a clean sheet. Again, as I said, it's very easy to be a team that plays out from the back where teams are sitting off you and you're getting a million years. Do you have the courage to do it when City are setting up traps? Do you have the patience and the reluctance to not initially play that pass and invite pressure so that there's gaps that open, as you've seen with what Arteta and David Ryer have said in the aftermath of that game? I do feel sorry for Aaron Ramsdale. I really do. My heart does bleed, man, because, he said he feels very lonely not playing. But that, I would say, that was the most encouraging thing, because he said David Raya helps him. I'm sure you've seen the comments between both keepers in recent days. They're both helping each other, and the collective comes first. Mikel Arteta's got good problems. Lord knows we've wanted good problems, and long may it continue. Again, on that, people, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. I am looking at all of you, every one of you who has not hit that like button. Help the platform grow. Every like, every comment, every notification bell turned on, every bit of engagement helps to grow the DG Nation. I can't do it without you lot. So yeah, appreciate you lot for tuning in. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll link up again very soon.